Join your hosts, Kenny and DJ, for your weekly dose of pro wrestling excitement.
Would you please shut the hell up?
From the latest news to heated debates, we got you covered. Every week, we dive into the world of professional wrestling, sharing our insights and opinions on the hottest topics. Plus, don't miss our top 3 winners and losers of the week. It's always a showdown.
What you gonna do when Hulkamania destroys you?
But here's what makes us different. We want you to feel like you're right here with us. Our goal is to make you a part of the show, because after all, wrestling is better when it's shared with friends. With 2 years of experience in the wrestling media scene, we're more than qualified to bring you the inside scoop and a fun and lively twist.
What the rock is cooking?
Get ready for a funny, loud podcast where you're not just a listener, you're a valued member of the conversation. Welcome to the Call Up Podcast.
You're welcome.
Ho, ladies and gentlemen, we are back like a crazy ex-girlfriend. It's your boy Kenny, it's your boy DJ, and I'm looking at this thing now because I have this thing so close.
There we go.
Back it, back it up just a little bit here. DJ, what is going on, man? What's up, baby?
You know what time it is? It is showtime, and we are here live for you. Like you said, we're back just like a Southern California earthquake. All my Southern Cal people know what I'm talking about this week. Oh yeah, we were rocking and rolling this week, Kenny.
Sitting here, I'm sitting here because you know what it is. Like when I look, like people who are watching like the live show and everything else like that. I hate that I'm always going down like this. Obviously, you see that I'm bald. But then at the same time, it's like I know probably some people's like, yo, like, what is he doing? Like, is he on the phone? Yes, I'm on the phone because I'm sitting here, like, just sharing the live with people. And as you should, you know, other people who are out there watching us every week, you know, here on the show, share the live with everyone.
Give us a hand,
you know, and help me out, because then that will leave me more time that I could just keep looking at the camera, right? Adjusting myself.
Help us help you.
Yeah. And then I don't have to be on my phone, you know, making sure that everybody's tuning in, and you know, it makes life a whole lot better.
Yes.
But DJ, what's going on with you, man? How's your week going so far?
Man, I know it's not as hot and muggy as it is on the East Coast, but it's still pretty warm over here. And like I said, I wasn't kidding. Like in the middle of the week this week, we had a nice 4-pointer here in Southern California. For us, we're like, call me when it gets to 5, but but I'm sure New Yorkers would have been like, what the? I had to, you know, I have a coworker from Philadelphia, and I had to talk her into not moving. I was like, no, it's gonna be all right, you know. But yeah, so we, you know, but other than that, everything is everything, man. You know, just I'm ready. Like I've been watching content. Ready to go off on some folks tonight.
Oh boy! So it's funny because you sent me something to look at.
Yes.
And I was just like, okay, because normally you send me like short videos and stuff like that. It'd be like a minute, 2 minutes long, right. And then I saw it was like 40 minutes. So I was just like, whoa! I was like, okay, I really need to take my time and like listen to this and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So let me get a day where I'm like by myself. Today was one of those days because like my son, he had baseball, so I was just to myself in the stand area, and I was just like listening to the topic that we have to, like, you know, to close out the show here. But it was very interesting of what the person had to say, and obviously we'll get into that.
Right.
But I don't know, besides that, there wasn't too much stuff when I was going over like the show notes and stuff like that, as far as like things that we will have to talk about. So it was great that you brung that video.
Yes, because I damn near feel like the dude watches the show. In fact, we should make sure we give the correct like say what content creator this was. It's so good that I want everybody that listens to our show to go watch the video. It's like I feel vindicated after this video. Just put it that way.
And then going back to the whole earthquake thing, you know, it was funny because like one of the girls from ESPN, I was watching on the show, and she was talking about the WNBA, and then the earthquake happened.
Oh,
and
snap.
she just like she didn't skip a beat. She kind of was just like, okay, let's just see, blah blah whatever, and then it was just like right back to the show, and I'm just like, me, I'd have been like, you know what, kind of go. I was like, guys, listen, it's been great, it's been real. I gotta go. So like, imagine us here, right?
Didn't you guys get like a 2-pointer or something?
You know what? What's crazy is I didn't even feel it.
Yeah, okay.
And I was out in the street when that happened.
Right.
So like, I didn't feel.
No, because a 2-pointer, you got to be sitting still anyway. So to let you know, like a 2-pointer, you got to be like just sitting chilling. That's the only way you're gonna feel it.
But it was funny though, because people were like, "Did you feel that? Oh my god, it shook!" And this and the third, and I'm just like, I didn't feel anything. I'm not like, you know, I have like my wife calling me. She was just like letting me know. She's like, "Did you feel that? The building shook and everything else like that." And then my coworker, she has a camera in her house, because she has her daughter is like 4 or 5 years old. So she has babysitters, and you gotta have like the whole like, I need to make sure you're not trying to like kick my child's ass type of thing,
right?
So she said, let me check my house. So she looks around, she's looking at the live feed. She's like, everything kind of looks the same. She's like, but let me just rewind back, and you can see her like her camera doing this.
Right.
And stuff was like falling off the shelf, and she was like, oh shit, I thought my daughter did that.
Nope,
it was the earthquake.
Nope, I had to reset some folks behind me. It looked like they had a match when I came back in here.
But let's get into the topics here.
Let's do it.
I don't have my other screen open here. I gotta get into these notes. Let's get into these notes.
I got Ken and Clown in the house so far.
Oh, Ken is in the building. Okay, so here it is. So before we get into more, of the wrestling news, just want to give my condolences to Mitch from Hassel Toys. If you guys are listening to the show, a lot of people who know who Mitch from Hassel is, I gotten to know him a little bit more when the pandemic happened, and I was just buying a shitload of freaking retro figures from him, and then me and him kind of just built a relationship. He's the only guy that had literally made me through the pandemic. I drove all the way to Long Island to go to his store and just like take a look at it. That's when I really started to like do a lot of like the blogging and doing like the podcast stuff and everything. So he was one of those people that I grown to know. And then he posted the sad news that his wife had passed away this week due to cancer. So I know there's a GoFundMe that's going on right now. So if you guys want to donate anything, whether it's $1 or $5, $10, whatever you guys could donate, please do so. You can go over to Hassel Toys. There's a link in his bio, and that will take you straight over to the GoFundMe. It's always hard when you lose a family member. So definitely, like tough times like this is when you want to try and have like the closest people, with you.
That's a good dude. And then speaking of good dudes, like we got Chad Miller in the house.
Chad Miller is back in the build. I wish I had some type of like sound effects here. That's when you need Toe. That's when you need Toe here.
Toe is good at that.
Listen, we're gonna get the sound. We're gonna get the sound effects things going pretty soon here. I'm trying to like work all that out. This laptop is, it needs more. It needs more 10 11 care. But
And then Chad said, "What? Like, read your homeowner's insurance or your renter's insurance because your action figures are not covered. They're not covered."
you know, but you know what? But the thing about it, if you put those things in storage, then they're covered under the for insurance
Mm-hmm.
because the
The
storage
place has to,
will
yeah.
will have the insurance for it because of
Right.
your property and stuff like that. But yeah, but listen, at the end of the day, Chad, and we said this to you before, those things are replaceable.
Right.
Your family is not. So we're
That's
glad that you know you gotta you're I'm glad that at least all of you guys are safe.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That is the main thing. But we know you. We know you, Chad. We know you. You was you was
Mhm.
trying to run as many figures out of the house as you could. Like I know what was going on.
I could only imagine Chad where like
He was in there like
it,
Reggie
it just
Bush.
like the tree just kind of went down, and then he's just like, I'm sure that the first thing he did was like check on his family. Like, is
Right.
everybody okay?
Okay, they're in
And
the
he was
front
like,
yard.
I'm
All
Dad,
right.
I'm fine. He's like, oh shit, where are my kids? It's like, Dad, we're right here. He's like, no, my action figures. I need the. Oh my god, I can't believe this. Like,
No.
holding,
figures.
holding
No.
up. He's just sitting there holding that retro Macho Man in his hand. No, I just found him.
Right.
But he lived a good life, babe. He lived a good life. Oh my god,
He lived a good life.
he lived a good life. He lived a good life. He died twice, but he lived a good life. Oh man, but Shaba, good to see you, Chad. Good to
Yes.
see you. But let's get into these topics. Okay,
All
so
right.
the first topic that we had here that I wanted to discuss with you and everybody else in the chat right now, that's Gunther being world heavyweight champion. I love it.
Yes.
These segments that he's having with Sammy, the
Yep.
stuff that he's had with Damian Priest leading up to him winning the title. Now he's having a feud with Randy Orton.
Mm-hmm.
That promo that he cut on Randy on Monday was for me one of the best.
Yeah.
Okay. For him
He's
to be like,
cutthroat.
your grandfather was, he's like, your grandfather was a fuck up. Your
Yeah.
dad was a fuck up, but so are you.
Right.
Like, holy shit.
Yes. No,
Like,
they're cutthroat. Like his promos are he just gets right to the heart. Like, God dog, he didn't tap dance around it or nothing.
he's like, you fumble it and you're just a fuck up. Because it goes back to like just all the times that like when Randy had those interviews where he was like, yeah, I've done stupid shit throughout my career.
Right.
You know, there just wasn't the best.
Right. And he would like his uncle and dad were something else too. Like he wasn't kidding about that. Like that's real. So yeah. Man, but yeah, Gunther he's like, no, I'm gonna make sure you guys want me to carry this title for a while. Is what he's doing. I think this is a good first defense for him. Somebody put a stat up that Randy has not won a singles PLE match since Bray Wyatt at that WrestleMania.
Yeah, because remember, after that he had the whole back thing that he was out.
Right.
Then he did the whole thing with the bloodline. He lost that, and then they wrote him
That
off.
was tag.
Yeah. No, but then even with he had a singles match too.
Did he go against Solo?
No.
Okay.
And even
But yeah,
with
he
that,
did lose it though.
but he lost.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like a whole like, okay, so like now he's gonna go after Gunther, and I don't really think he's gonna win, but because I don't see them taking that title off of Gunther no time soon.
No.
Like
I like Ken's comment there.
Yeah. Shit, fucking Robitussin. Oh,
Yeah, he
bad,
says
too many
Gunther is
bad
like
memories.
Gunther is like Robitussin, just nasty but gets the job done.
It
In
is
fact,
nasty.
after you just said that, Ken, I think they should make a Gunther shirt with the
Mhm.
Robitussin font.
Oh my god.
I'd buy it. I'd buy it. But yeah, were your parents like mine? They use Robitussin for everything.
My parents use Robitussin and Vicks.
And Vicks, and
It was just nasty.
and and a ginger ale, and then that was the cure all.
My whole thing is like with Gunther too is like now like does he really need? It looks like Imperium is done. Like
Don't they keep getting injured?
no, I mean they had the other guy. What was his name? The one that goes out with Tiffany Stratton.
Right. Mm-hmm.
He's MIA. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know if he get hurt or they just wrote him off for now. Yeah. I know Vinci. He's coming up with this whole new character now for himself. This is like the second time he's done this. Like,
right.
So I don't know what exactly.
Not that he like you were probably about to say. Not that he needs it.
Right. Yeah, he doesn't need it at all.
Yeah. It's kind of like, Triple H kind of graduating from both DX and Evolution. Like after a while, it just wasn't necessary. Same thing here.
So, I mean, listen, like I said, I don't think at this point Gunther's going to lose his title. I see him carrying this. I could see him carrying this all the way until WrestleMania.
I do too. Yep. It's WrestleMania is always better with the heel champion going in. It's just more fun that way. To see some, and then you're seeing the babyface chase him to WrestleMania. It's a formula that's just always going to work.
Exactly. After Randy Orton, who do you see trying to go after Gunther this time?
Hopefully it's not like just let Jay go after a mid-card title.
Yep.
Okay, it does not need to be Jay. I have a feeling it's gonna be, but it doesn't need to be.
But then here's the thing though, right? Jay goes after a mid-card title. look who the champions are of the mid-card. Mm-hmm. You got Braun Breaker, who's your IC champ, right? And then you have LA Knight, who is your United States champion.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Gunther, I don't think they're gonna take that title away from Braun Breaker.
It'll be pretty difficult to take at this point because the guy is getting really hot, and putting on good matches.
Right. And then LA Knight is a face.
Right.
So
and then he got a hell of a pop when he won that title too.
Yeah. So I don't know. Survivor Series is
Thanksgiving tradition.
Yep. Yeah.
Thanksgiving tradition.
Which we gotta do something special for Thanksgiving because Thanksgiving lands on a Thursday.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
We go live on Thursdays, which most likely on that Thanksgiving we will not be going live because you'll be with family. I'll be around that time. I wouldn't be with family. I'll be home already. But remember, our hours are different. So,
yes.
10 o'clock here, you're like, yo, bro, I'm just now going on my fourth plate. Like,
yeah, and the game's on.
You know what I mean? Tell everybody I say hi.
Yeah.
But we'll end up doing something maybe like the night before or something like that and bring
right.
Everybody. Oh, look who it is. It's Hassan. What's going on, Hassan?
There he
He's
is.
one of the regulars from Monday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
there he is.
Glad to see him on here saying what up to everybody. But I don't know.
No, it's tough for main event. But going back to Gunther's, like after so I mean it's probably gonna go down the list here. Like so then you get him, you'll get Sami Zayn, you'll get he's just gonna run roughshod basically through the babyface locker room is all the way to WrestleMania is basically what we're gonna see here.
I need him to go after I need Dragunov to we need another one. Mm-hmm. That's somebody that I'm just like, you know what, I could watch them fight over and over again. It's good TV.
It is. Which speaking of that, Raw has just been good TV lately. I'm like, wait, what like they were really getting ready for this move to Netflix.
Yep.
And it's getting back to what it was, where you look forward to Monday night and seeing what's gonna happen next.
Speaking of Monday nights, so on Monday we saw the promo, right? Rhea Ripley started off Raw talking about Dominic and Liv, and they were in the audience thinking that they were safe, and then out comes Damian Priest. They got into this whole big brawl. We posted a little behind the scenes stuff that they had when like Liv Morgan was running through the hallway,
Right.
and Rhea Ripley was like chasing her and stuff like that. I thought that was pretty cool because you seen like the fans just looking on, and had like that one little girl that just looks shocked to see both of them just run past her.
Right.
That was great.
Right.
But you're right though, like Monday Night Raw is starting to shape up to be actually more entertaining now than it's been in the last couple of months. Because you have the Damian Priest.
You guys, some would probably argue years.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
You got Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley now teaming up to take on the new Judgment Day of Dominic and Liv Morgan. You had Ossity Jones joining this. I don't know if can we still call it the New Day? But I like how the Final Testament is still trying to get into Xavier Woods' head and be like, it looks like he's trying to replace Big E.
Right.
And I was just like, when he said that, when Karrion Kross said that, I was just like, oh, man, you're playing the Big E card? Are you serious? Like,
you can see how he's giving them the side eye while they're walking down the aisle. So, no, they're doing it. They're doing like again. So here we go. So a mid-card storyline,
right?
That's interesting. Like this is something we haven't had. Like this hasn't been on Raw for a long time. Like this has nothing to do with no titles, no nothing, and it's just this storyline that you're like, oh, whoa, okay, wait, what's gonna happen? So here we go. Yes, this is what we've been asking for. This is what we've been asking for. What up, Clive?
What's up, Clive? Clive is new to the show because I have never seen his name up there. So, Clive, if you are still here in this chat, please let us know where you're from. And if you have any topics that you want to talk about right now, please let us know. We'll definitely put it on the table.
You don't have to donate.
There's no money involved.
Yeah. It's not a super chat. You don't have to do
right. That. See, and Ken agrees with us when we was like, yo, Xavier's going to end up turning soon. And I pray that we get a really good Xavier Woods heel turn because it's going to be awesome.
Yep.
I wish that the character that all ego Ethan Page has right now can go to Xavier Woods because I think he would kill that role so well. Because I was watching NXT today and they had the segment between Ethan Page and Joe Hendry, and I was just, and the whole entire time I'm looking at him, I'm like, damn, that should be Xavier Woods.
All the believers out there.
Yep, I believe. Say his name, and he appears. He was actually here over the weekend.
Oh yeah,
yeah. He was doing an autograph signing for the Wrestling Universe here in Queens, and that line to meet Joe Hendry, mind you, he has no action figure.
Nope,
it's just the T-shirt and his picture.
Right,
DJing. This line was like 3 blocks long.
Man. Oh man.
My son's friend, he's a big wrestling fan.
Yeah.
So he drags his mom everywhere. She likes wrestling too. She was like, that line was long. They were there all day, but they got to meet him and take a picture and stuff like that. He brought the NXT title and they took a picture with it and stuff. It was nice, but that line was. Whew, when I saw the video, I think Ray posted the video on the group chat, and I was just like, "No."
How do you get yourself over like that? So our man Clive is from from Barbados.
Okay, chilling with Rihanna.
So make sure you leave a like, subscribe, tell the folks on the island, come on in, man. Come on in. Everybody's welcome.
Calm down. But yeah, so we're gonna get Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley. I think we're not gonna. This story is gonna carry over.
Oh yeah,
it's just like a soap opera because you never know what exactly is gonna happen. Right. 1 minute they're trying to get Damian Priest and Liv Morgan. They, two different sides. Everybody's pulling everyone, and then there was a point where you seen at the end of the segment that they had on Raw for whatever reason. I still didn't get the logic of him even trying to even do this. Where Dominic Mysterio gets on the top rope,
right?
Tries to hit Damian Priest, but Damian Priest turns around, choke slams him,
right?
And then Rhea Ripley tries to do the riptide, but Liv Morgan ends up like saving the day. And I was just like, why did he jump in the ring when he already knows that there was two of them there?
Adrenaline. I don't know.
It was in his soul.
Well, Clive, we do like the answer to that is yes. You could throw AEW in there. You can ask us. You can ask us about us.
Yeah.
Like you can, it's
whatever questions you have, you can just let us know. Obviously, we'll put it up on the screen here, like we do everyone. And then, like you asked, is like, what topics do we talk about? WWE. We talk about anything for us, Clyde. A lot of the stuff that we talk about here is just stuff that you normally talk about, like with your friends,
right?
Through text or in person. Hey, did you see Raw last night? What did you think of it? Oh, this guy's stupid and stuff like that. So, there's nothing that's off the table. We sit here and talk about, everything. So by all means, as many questions as you have or statements or comments, just let us know and we'll gladly put it up there for you and keep talking about it. I had put down that NXT is on fire right now because their segments are just there. Especially this past Tuesday, the whole you had Wesley super kicking Joe Hendry coming out and trying to attack Wesley, Pete Dunne coming back to NXT. It's just all over the place, but in a good way.
Right. No, I think when you have like one thing that I think we're learning about Shawn Michaels and Triple H is that it's like they're taking the good parts of the Attitude Era. It's like, okay, let's keep that. Let's keep that part. We don't need the bra and panties matches. We don't need the ridiculous stories. And then have it to like again, these are it's a television show. Like we have a weekly television show. The whole thing, the whole point of this is to get somebody to stop changing the channel,
right?
And then to come back next week. That's your goals. That is your goals, and they're doing it. So they're making they leave you with things like, whoa, I want to see what happens. I got to see what happens. Like you just told me, like this story with Xavier Woods. It's interesting. It's a very interesting story, and they got a rookie and they got the rookie in there who's doing pretty decent, by the way. And they're doing it.
Yeah. Clyde is like the NXT is on fire because of TNA crossover. Yeah, you're right. Well, the one crossover, because obviously we had what's the name, Jordan Grace on there.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that worked out. But I think more of the Joe Hendry story of him coming to NXT and doing all this stuff and trying to go after the championship, it's been working for him. Like, it's benefiting him because you're not, let's be honest, people from there that watch NXT, maybe half of them are watching TNA.
Mm-hmm. And then, like I say, like this is the way you do a crossover, like
Right.
that. Like, so I think both companies benefit, not just one. So this is how you do a crossover. Get Gus's question up there.
Hold on a second. Let's get up here.
And yeah, Clive, we're here pretty much every Thursday, but we have the Knucklehead Network where there's something on here every day.
Mhm.
So we'll tell you about that before the end. But yeah, look, Gus here. Do you see Braun's Intercontinental title run being long like Gunther's or anything close to it?
I guess sorry, it wasn't because of the question, but
This man works long hours.
I just work
before he
long
comes
hours. I don't see it being longer than Gunther's, but I do see it being close to it because
Some
he's
like warrior or something.
Yeah. Because he's growing.
Yeah.
Like, I could definitely see like him getting close to it, maybe losing at Royal Rumble, maybe. Like, if Gunther is walking into Royal Rumble as champion and Braun Breaker is still champion at that time too, which I could see that happen because the months are flying by real quick.
Yeah,
and
they
you really
are.
don't have too many people that could challenge for these titles.
And you got special, like, like say Royal Rumble. You could possibly have Braun Breaker in the Royal Rumble. You have Survivor Series. He could be on one of the Survivor Series teams, etc. Like, so you have events where he doesn't necessarily need to defend his title.
Right.
So, yeah, I see it'll be like an Ultimate Warrior kind of run. I don't know if he wins the world title at the end, but I'm just saying that long, like where, it's maybe about a year and a half or so.
Clive was just like that. John Cena is gonna win the IC title. Oof. You know what? And I know somebody else brought this up in the group chat, but like, I don't think John Cena needs to win any titles though.
I don't think he needs any either.
He doesn't.
Now I know if he did win it, your ass would come on here with full T-shirt, wristbands,
or they with the cap on. Like,
if he did win it and it'll be the one with the printed Intercontinental title at the bottom of the T-shirt.
Gotta get it.
But I don't know about that one though, my brother. My brother Clive and Kenny. I don't know about that one. I don't think he needs it either.
Braun, he's saying Braun is gonna. I could see 450-day reign for Braun Breaker as IC champ.
I said about a year and a half, so that's
okay.
That's about right. Yep. Yeah, I can agree with Ken on that one.
Clyde is back. John Cena versus Randy Orton. Who will beat Ric Flair's title reign? I mean, he already tied it already, so I don't. But like I said, this goes right back to my original just answer of like, he doesn't need a title to like end his career. Because for me, I just feel like if that happens, it's just like, you already know you're leaving. That's like Bryan Danielson. You've been saying, you're telling everybody that you're leaving,
right?
And they're doing these fucking awesome video packages now, and we already know that you're not gonna win.
Thank you, Gus. Like, I was waiting for somebody to come in with some common sense in the chat here. Okay, Randy nor Cena is passing Flair. Like, it's not gonna happen. In fact, I don't even know if either one of them really wants to. they're neither like they're very far from they're at the twilight here. Like, and this is not even being mean to them. Like, this is where they are in their careers. They don't need these titles. Like, these titles need to go to the folks that's like that are like really the top of the card, not just to beat somebody's record. So it's not happening. It's not happening, folks. Randy could barely. Are you guys watching? Like, he could, like, I love him. I love Randy Orton, but he's barely getting through these matches.
Like that RKO that he hit Gunther on Monday with, it looked good, but it just, you could definitely tell that, like,
he ain't popping
the
up.
The get up was a little,
yes,
it's a little wonky a little bit, but yeah.
So
it's still gonna be a good match though.
So these aren't, I don't hate these wrestlers. I'm just saying, if it was going to happen, it should have happened a few years ago.
Crown is saying, let's see here. Cena don't need a title, but they don't want to mention Flair. Cena's getting that record. Nah, I don't think so. Like, listen,
they're all right with Flair.
People know Flair's a fuck up, so they're not gonna try and like strip away his the things he's done for this business.
If Double H is still showing up to the New York thing, then they're all right with Flair being the title, like having the most titles and mentioning it.
Let's see, Gus. Gunther isn't losing his title, and Cody only will lose to Roman. Those titles aren't going to be moved around anytime soon. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I agree with Gus again.
Like, I think that for that, they're just gonna try and keep these titles on these guys for as long as possible until they could just build somebody new.
And then their money, like, they're just Roman is just like, I mean, there's no denying it now. Like, Roman is money. Like, I mean, how do you just show up for 30 seconds of a PLE and then sell 1 million shirts? Like, what is that? What is that?
Those shirts flew out of there. And then even the first SmackDown that he came back to, look at the audience. Right. They already had the OTC shirts on because they were selling it at the arena.
That's right. And then me waiting by the add to cart button for the Roman Jordans. Like, I mean, come on.
Yep.
I'm waiting right at the.
You know what's crazy is that like Roman's whole thing of just being like the tribal chief, like it works so well that you're making people miss you on a daily basis.
Right.
I don't know. WWE, they cooking. I know there was a comment that we had. It was like HBK Sizzle is out here just cooking. Yeah, it's true. The whole entire WWE is just out there making good content to draw people in every week.
Wait till we get to the AEW part of the show.
I'm trying to hold off on that because I don't know, because we're only like 40 minutes in, and well, I mean, we both know sometimes the shows can go long, they're short, or whatever the case may be. I got the hard seltzer over here, so I'm chilling with mines.
Right.
And then we'll get into that AEW, because after listening to that video, and I'm gonna go back and I hope that everyone watches that video too. I'll put a link in the chat for that one. But it's like WWE knows what to do, and they're not gonna stop.
I think one thing that we got from, like, with all the jokes aside, when we watched the WrestleMania, this last WrestleMania documentary, like, also, with all let's put all the jokes aside, one thing that they've learned that what not to do with Vince is that, so Vince is like, no, this is we made this plan a year ago, and by golly, we're gonna do it. I don't care what the crowd says. where they actually listen. They're like, okay, we got a whole arena of people showing up for 2 nights.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to hear these people booing for 2 nights and people not watching and
Listen,
canceling Peacock, and
that can
let's
happen.
pivot. Okay, and we'll pivot in a way that will surprise everybody,
Right.
and we still all win. So that's the way. That's how they should continue to do business. Use social media against haters, and then you.
Listen, Peacock only got another year. Then
That's
it's
true.
over for them.
Yeah.
Because the minute WWE switches over their P&Ls to Netflix in 2026, I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
Cancel my subscription today. Because the only thing that's keeping me on Peacock is WWE and Bel Air. That is it.
So
I don't watch nothing else.
So to clarify, so when they do go over to Netflix, like, so even the whole library and
everything is going over. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that part. Like,
Yep.
that part I didn't know. I thought we were still PLEing it over at Peacock. Oh, okay.
So Netflix has the rights to Raw, which is going to happen in January of next year.
Okay.
Of 2025.
Mm-hmm.
After that, in 2026, all their pay-per-views are shifting over to Netflix.
Yeah. So I think, Peacock.
You're gonna see the.
Oh man!
I'm like, unless you got Bel Air for another season.
They do. Like, I think it even just started.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch the new season when it comes
out.
But...
And then there's like, not that you can't watch it on regular NBC, but you have NFL too.
Right.
That's going to be on there.
Well, yeah, I mean, that would probably save that probably would save them just because you want to watch the football games and stuff like that.
Right.
But I don't know.
Man. Then you got Clive out here. Like, he's the wrestling pirate here.
He watches everything for free. Needs to be like him instead of sitting here paying for this shit.
If my cable company wasn't some snitches, like they like, if you try to pirate something with my router or with my or in their system, then they send you an email like, hey, it looks like something's being pirated on your network. You should find it. And
I would have emailed them back like, yo, mind your business.
And then they'll be like,
I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. They'll like, let's see if you know what you're doing without Wi-Fi.
You brought me this video.
Yes.
Of AEW. Right. And I want to pull up because I want to get the actual name. But before we get into that, AEW announced their big announcement was Tony Khan said, I have this really big announcement. You already know how Tony Khan is with his big announcements. I wasn't waiting for like the best result. So apparently All In is going to leave Wembley and is going to make their way to the States here in the United States. And they're going to be in Dallas, Texas come 2025.
At Jerry World?
Yes. Is it? I don't remember where they're supposed to be having this thing at. All I know is they ain't going to fill that arena.
The only way they could...
It's just a stadium.
Right. Yeah, because I'm thinking if it's Jerry World, like, that place is huge, first off.
Right.
The only prayer they have of filling that place is getting Kevin Von Erich's kids.
I don't even think that's going to help them. I'm sorry.
Like I said, a prayer. And have them challenging for the tag team titles. And that'll get you some loyal Texas folks. But dog.
I'm sitting here trying to pull up the video.
Like, why not go back to Arthur Ashe
But even Arthur Ashe, they're not even selling out.
I knew it was sad when they couldn't do when they couldn't do Daly's place. When I saw that they couldn't fill Daly's place, I was like,
Mhm.
okay, that's not good.
It's like, what are we doing?
Because that's
Like,
like
what?
your home. Like that's like home court.
Exactly. And so then for you to just not even get that.
Now, clown, if it is it so so that place is smaller. So that would be way better. Like if that's true, if it's in the Astros baseball park,
Mhm.
yeah, at Minute Maid, that'll do. That place is pretty small. It has a great aesthetic though, and that would be good for them to go to Minute Maid.
So I was sitting here.
Mm-hmm.
I put the link for everybody
There's
who's
the link,
watching.
folks.
Who's watching
Give this
the
video
live?
some love, please.
Listen, it's a long video. It's 40 minutes, but it's
Get
something
some
that
popcorn, sit back.
yeah.
Yep.
What I end up doing is that half the time I didn't look at the video itself. I just let it play,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just listening to it.
That's all you really need, because
Right.
folks, it's one you can even listen. You could be listening to it in the car. Like it's not
Mhm.
the video kind of it goes with it, but the man is spitting fire. So you can just listen to it if you want to.
I think the one piece of things, and we'll get into each thing that he talked about,
Mm-hmm.
was about the talent that they
Right.
have in AEW, and one in particular, he kept like hammering it, and I was like, "Yo, are you a fan? Like, did something happen? Like, because he talked about Wardlow a lot
Yes.
in this video,
Right. And I think he was trying to, I think it was just the best and probably most glaring example that he
right?
could give was Wardlow. But yeah, let's start from the beginning here. So this video, the guy talks about, like, how we say, oh, the fall of such and such should be studied, right?
Mhm.
So this man takes apart the fall of AEW, okay, and and it's detailed. And then one thing about the video is that that's his receipts. Like, so it's not like he's just talking out the side of his neck.
Right.
He shows you the video of what he's talking about. And so it hits a lot of subjects that we have talked about on this show before it was popular. Like, okay, like people that have listened to this show for a minute know what I'm talking about. We've been saying this stuff for a while, and now it is starting to come around to bite them in the butt with more people listening now. So this man talks about how bigger, like, so again, they cater to a niche audience.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why the audience is getting smaller. It's like there's only so many times okay, now I've seen that guy versus that guy. What else is there? Like, what else is there to bring me back to watch your product? You already showed me the match I've been, quote, dreaming about for a couple
The
years.
5-star match.
Yeah. So why should I come back? There's stuff that I saw at Dynamite. Like I took a break from Dynamite, watched it this last week. I was like, okay, let me, let me get back into it. And there's stuff there. It's still there. Like the stuff he's talking about in the video is still there.
I think it was when he was talking about like the way they were selling out arenas and stuff like that. And now you just see like big pockets of like nothing. You're having these good promos, but it's literally like in a big stadium, but the crowd is like the size of, you could have just had this at a church.
Mm-hmm. You could have. It's like the size, again, like this, when you go to your shows in the gym or or whatever, like I've seen crowds that size for a television taping. You see this mythical deal has not happened yet. Like they keep saying, oh, we got the deal. That, like, okay, where is it? We're about to be in a couple of weeks. We're going to be in September.
I don't know. There was another thing going to like just the whole Warlord thing, right?
Right.
And it was true because if you have a guy that is appealing to both like genders of your fan base,
Right.
wouldn't you push him more to get over so he could be in a title picture? And it wasn't until when the guy was talking about the whole like burying talent in a way, and he showed Warlow against Orange Cassidy, and a part of me was just like, you know what? I don't even remember that feud.
Right. Because it's like, so again, like he's saying, and he shows it in the video. He's like, okay, look at this guy and look at this guy. Why would this match last for 20 minutes? 20 minutes.
Like
So
that should be an instant squash.
right. So you took all of the momentum away from Wardlow with that.
Mm-hmm.
Orange Cassidy would have lost nothing for him to get beaten like 5 minutes.
Yep.
Like people is like, okay, yeah, the guy outweighs him by 70 pounds, so that makes sense, right? But no, they flopped around for 20 minutes and he barely beats him. Why should I believe this man could, like, why should I believe this muscle bound man that I thought was a badass? Why should I believe that he could beat anybody now?
Listen, when he was talking about, oh, you could have went for the world title, but then they give you the mid-card title, and then you did this, and they kept always going back to when MJF hits him in the back with the belt.
And he's just standing
and he just stands there and like just eats it. And I'm just like, you couldn't find any other clip. This is what you chose,
right? Well, you also got to remember you can only use so many clips because you'll get demonetized,
right?
But yeah. So, but going on, like he talks about how like some of the things that like seem like an inside joke. Like you'll see like a whole segment of some randomness that's an inside joke for the elite or the people that watched every single thing on YouTube or whatever.
But you can see it in like the segments that AEW has, like even with the Dynamite episode on last night, like you see Mercedes wrestling against Akira Shida, and that it was an okay match.
You saw my loser for today, right?
Right. But you can tell that there were certain spots where, like, okay, I don't know who was in the wrong. Was it Mercedes or was it Shida or was it a combination of both?
We haven't talked before the show, folks.
Right.
Just go ahead, Kenny.
There's parts where you can see Mercedes kind of just stop.
Yes.
Jumps.
Yes.
And you're like, wait a minute.
Yes.
What are you doing?
Yes.
And I even go even further. When Britt Baker came out, if you had a proper showrunner, the proper showrunner would have been like, hey, listen, when you get out in that crowd, you gotta run.
Right.
Like, not walk and have everybody screaming, and you're telling me that not one time you decide, like, you know what, my character should just look back. Because she's moving so slow, she's now sitting in the middle of the ring doing this. But everyone's looking behind her, and she's just do. And then at one point, I don't know if anybody noticed this, and I swear to you, go back and watch that from last night. There was a point where Britt Baker, first of all, she had a hard time putting on her glove.
Yep.
Right. And then as she's doing this, Mercedes proceeds to do this.
Yeah.
And then turns back around and continues to look at the rampway. And I'm like, wait a minute, did she just look back at her and just ignored her and just kept on going? I said, okay.
Absolutely.
So I'm like, oh my God, like these are the things that we talk about, because had it been, and I'm not saying that everyone in WWE is perfect,
No.
but had it been a WWE productive, like a production, it would have looked so much better.
Especially with your most expensive talent out in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this was a segment with the person you're paying the most money.
Yep.
Okay. Like you're saying, like, so first off, to answer your question, once again, Mercedes is not like, so she was once again in the ring with somebody you could tell is more athletic than her.
Listen,
Again.
100%.
Okay, again. that was the problem with the match.
Listen, I'll do you even one better with Mercedes.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Remember how she says that this is where everybody wants to wrestle. This is where the best wrestle. She followed the she's in the same line as MJF and Adam Copeland, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then she's doing stuff like this.
Right.
Like, you're not bringing in those $1 million, like those million views.
No. Nor I bet you her merchandise is doing nothing.
I think
I see.
Right. No, I think the merchandise is that will work more for her than anything else. But
I don't see like people running around with CEO shirts on, I guess is what I'm saying. Not even in the crowd of the AEW. Then you have Clown is like, look at Danhausen. Like, I mean, that guy, you know, how much TV, like he's hardly ever on.
Mm-hmm.
And the man, for whatever reason, makes money. You can say what you want about him, but he makes money. So
I mean, because you think about it, because he's an indie act.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna do well in the indie circuit. Now you try that character in WWE, they're just gonna get rid of him in 2 months.
Or it'll be like Joe Hendricks.
I mean, but Joe Hendry is actually getting over, and he's actually doing stuff.
Right.
He's actually wrestling.
Right. But I just feel like, you know, like, or, you know, Truth and the Boogeyman, and like they have characters like Danhausen who can work. You know, is all I'm saying. Like in like they do have room for comedy. And then that his face and everything, like he's got the look that's already toyetic and that you can have on a t-shirt. So that's all I'm saying. Like, yeah, he's not. I'm not talking about in ring work for him, of course not. But I'm talking about all the other stuff works for Danhausen. And they don't know how to do it. They don't know how to use that.
The guy, there was another thing like the guy mentioned. I was like, I was just like, that's exactly it. And there was the storylines.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they don't really paint you a picture of what exactly is going on. They and you know what? I'm assuming when he did the video, that's the case. But the way I've been watching Dynamite now, you can see where they're trying to give you some type of story. Like the Bryan Danielson package was great. The MJF and Ospreay video packaging so far has been great. They're telling a story. You know, they're giving you something to come back to later and say, man, that was actually good. Let me go back and watch it.
Right. Yeah, and like, so Gus had a question here. He says, I don't know how you guys are watching AEW. You know, Gus, it's because we still like, okay, we are just across the board, we're wrestling fans.
Yep.
Okay. And we actually want to see this company make it. Like, we're kind of begging for this company to make it, because it's like, because everything's better with competition. Like, you need some kind of like WWE does not do well with just being the only thing out there. Like, it's just not great. When like they have a track record, they need something to compare itself to.
Exactly.
And to you know, to keep fighting for viewers, no matter what the numbers are. That's what they should be doing. So you need something out there to be some kind of competition. I like some of the wrestlers that are there. I'm rooting for them. You know, I want them to be able to flourish and to have good careers. But what I don't want is like, so every, like, I mean, do you realize every pair of wrestlers that come out, one of them has some kind of a title? What are we doing? Like, like, I mean, just can you just come out of your own fandom?
Ooh.
That's all I ask, Tony. Come out of your own fandom and just have a proper wrestling league. That's all people are asking for, and that's all you like. You got the talent to do it, but he can't get his head out of his own ass. Is basically where we are.
No, you're right, because you think about it, where even in the video they were saying there was just like he's like the ultimate fan, and he wants to see these matches because everyone's just like, oh, this was a dream match, and it's like, but whose dream is it?
Right.
Because it has to be yours, because no one else is like saying we need this.
No. Not a whole lot, not a majority of people. Like the majority of wrestling fan over here anyway are not waking up at 4 a.m. to watch New Japan. We're just not doing it. Like that's not, let's be real. Like the majority of us are not doing it. Most of us don't know the names of any of the other wrestlers that came from over there. So to tell me all of a sudden this guy walks out and then tell me, let's stop me if you heard this when you're watching Dynamite. This person that you got to finally know the character and they won something. Then you hear some weird music. Kind of sounds like it came from an anime. Like 100 people in the whole entire crowd starts cheering. The guy comes out. He's waving around. The same 100 people are still hollering. And you're going, who is this guy? and then you have Excalibur yelling like he's like this person is somebody.
No, Excalibur. I don't listen. There's so many times where Excalibur has done something to just piss me off.
What's that?
It's just the way he delivers certain stuff. Like Taz will tell you, "Oh my God, this is such and such," and blah blah whatever, and then Excalibur is just like, "Who is this?" And you're like, "You're supposed to be the lead guy,
right?
Lead the fucking table,
right?
Stop relying on the veteran to pull you out. They need to get rid of Tony Schiavone and Taz and let this guy go on his own and see how much he's gonna fucking just fail."
And that's what I used to love about Mike Tenay on WCW. So he was perfect with, okay, you know, you had like say Ultimo Dragon come out back then, right? Now, come on, everybody that was watching Monday Nitro when Ultimo Dragon came out, you were like, who is this guy? Before you can ask that in your head, Mike Tenay was already, oh, this is Ultimo Dragon. He has those titles that you see him have. He explained every title. This is why this guy's good. Like basically a resume of why this guy's good as he's walking down the aisle. So by the time he hits the ring, you're like, oh, okay, I'm ready to see this. Let's see what he's got. You know, so instead of this, oh, you should know. If you don't know, you're not a pro wrestling fan.
And I hate when they do that.
Yeah. So that's the difference. that's the difference. You can have people that we're not familiar with and tell us why they're good before they get to the ring. Like that's fine. We're okay with that, dude. But yeah, you're gonna have to hold some of our hands because we didn't wake up at 4 a.m. to see New Japan. So let us know. And
I got lucky because when I was working the overnights.
Oh, that's true, huh?
It was easy. Like, oh, well, I know to hide out at 3 a.m. because I'm gonna go watch New Japan. You know, I was supposed to go down to Wrestle Kingdom, but goddamn COVID.
Yeah. Now, one thing I do like about Taz though is that is how much he breaks the fourth wall. Like you can tell Taz doesn't care anymore. Like he just says whatever. Like that's one thing I do like about Taz. On Botchamania, there's like a whole segment of just Taz just saying whatever the hell he wants to say.
I miss his podcast.
Who, Taz's?
Yep.
I didn't know he had a podcast.
Yeah. So before AEW, he used to do this radio show. It used to be the Taz show.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll go over like Monday Night Raw, NXT, and give you like a breakdown like SmackDown, all the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then he ended up getting the job with AEW, and he just stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Because I used to speak to him every week.
Yeah, because I guess like when you're doing that, like you gotta drop something, because that's a lot of work. So,
Right.
you gotta get ready for the show. You gotta do this. You gotta do that. Your son's
Mhm.
wrestling. He's probably doing a little bit behind the scenes with that. Yeah, gotta drop something.
But the guy in the video, like, he made a lot of good points.
Yes.
About just like AEW in general, and just like even, and it was good about it. It was good about it is like he even talked about WWE.
Mm-hmm.
And just trying to paint that picture of people, be like, oh, remember when WWE, just because they didn't have any competition,
right,
would just give you crappy TV. Like, there was an era of WWE where it was just hard to watch because it was that bad. And this is why, even though we talk shit about AEW, we want them to win, because you're giving the other company, some type of competition where now they have no choice but to step up.
Yes. Give me some swerves. Give me some,
exactly.
Not just the wrestler. I'm talking about the stories.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, give me Swerve too. Like like Swerve has been great. And MJF there, Gus. Man, he hopes Moxley doesn't come back to WWE.
I don't hope. I'm. You know what? Not for nothing. I'm with Gus too. Like, Moxley doesn't need WWE.
No,
he's fine on his own.
No,
because the minute you go to WWE, all that fun shit that you're doing is gonna be out the window. You're not going to GCW. You're not doing New Japan. You're not doing New Japan Strong. You're not doing Mr. Willie's Backyard Barbecue. You're not doing none of that. You're gonna sit your ass down. You want to do some indie stuff? We're gonna make sure that it's inside of a church where we can control it, and we can discuss everything else afterwards.
Yeah, because like Leon's saying, like, you remember, I think I took some break, a little break between 2012 and 2015, and one of the things that I could remember people not liking, and this is what I laugh at some of the folks that are like AEW diehard, was the random matches. Was just that they would, like, remember, it was all wrestling. Like go back and watch them. Go back and watch those Raws. Like, there was hardly anybody talking, and they would just put them at like just two people out there.
Weird segments.
Yeah, and yeah, it'd just be weird segments, and then two wrestlers that, like, wait, why are these guys even fighting? Like,
fucking two bodies, we need them. Go.
Yeah. Yes. And now, I like AEW because, an hour and 45 minutes of the 2 hours was wrestling. Okay, so which one of those matches like sticks out so much that you want something to happen from that match this next Wednesday?
Not a damn thing. They can't even tell you.
Yeah.
Also in the video, I love how he broke down the whole CM Punk thing.
He sure did.
Because, like, to me, I don't know what Tony Khan was thinking when he started working with CM Punk, and he probably just saw he had the blinders on. Hey, it's CM Punk is the leader of the, what was the oh my god, what was the name of the group
in WWE?
Yeah.
Let's see, because that's how he got the song. That's how he came up with the Cult of Personality song, was from when he's the leader of that group. Damn, where the lady cut her hair, right?
Yes.
And everything. Yeah. Damn.
It was what's her name? Oh my God, she's
Serena
in
D.
AEW. Serena D. There you go.
Yep. Oh man, yeah, I forget.
Sitting here racking my brain right
Yeah,
now.
and it's
trying to
right here,
remember.
like it's like trying to come out.
Like I can feel,
Yeah.
it's like the tip of my tongue, and I'm waiting for somebody here to like give us the answer.
They're gonna do it, but
Yep.
I know what you're saying.
No,
Not
it wasn't Nexus.
Yeah, not Nexus.
It wasn't Nexus.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what's the name of that group? It wasn't Right to Censor. That was with was it Stevie Richards?
Yeah.
And the Godfather and
The converted
Victoria.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Victoria, man.
Oh my God.
I was like, man, why they make Victoria wear that long dress?
And you know what? I'm gonna Google
that's it. You can't help it.
I can't. I tried to like for a good while.
Well, I mean the Straight Edge Society.
There you go. I knew it was something. I knew the word edge was in there somehow, but I just didn't remember. Like,
and I had society in my head.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
I knew somebody was gonna.
We got enough crazy people.
We got enough people here. But yeah. Oh my God. And then he, even when they showed the brawl out video and stuff like that.
Yep.
And it was like they said, it was everything that CM Punk had mentioned and said,
made him look really bad.
Yep. And he was, and I love the analogy that the guy put when he was just like, it's just like a jealous girlfriend,
right?
Like posting something, and I was like, yeah, you're right, because I'm sure that Tony is just kicking himself every single time he sees CM Punk on Raw.
You had CM Punk and Cody Rhodes.
Yep. Let's get into that when he talked about, Cody Rhodes, leaving, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I really wish that we can know, which is really none of our business, but it kind of is. Like, I want to know. I just want to be nosy, and just to know, like, why did you leave AEW?
I think for basically the same, like, so folks, when you first click on that video, you hear CM Punk talking on the podcast saying, okay, you know what? Let me go. This company's not about making money. It's not about selling tickets. It's just, the Metzler folks getting 5-star matches. Like, that's all you're doing. So let me out. I think Cody figured out the same thing.
Right.
Do you have the young man's name? Do you have the young man's name?
I'm gonna
Okay. We're gonna get that for you, Leon. But I think he figured that out too. Like, I don't want that. Like, I don't want to just.
I pinned the comment. I pinned the link.
Okay. Yeah, I think he was just like, I don't want to just appeal to a niche audience. We're trying to be as we want worldwide audience. We want as many people. Yes, we want everybody to watch, not just who the folks that just know who we are. That's not the point. And I think that's where I really feel like that's where he was like, yeah, okay, I'm out.
Like, I don't need to deal with this no more type of thing. Trying to get this for Leon over here.
All right. And then so Gus saying, is Cody really that good though? And when I say good in the ring, he is good, but like as champion, like it's been mid and best. I'm about to say, don't get toe started with that.
They'll get a lot of them started.
And to that, like, I mean, yeah, and I do think one of the issues we're having, like, we are just in an era of wrestling, and it's another video that maybe we should do a review on, is that that heels now, we want to cheer heels now. Like, it's like it's kind of flipped. We kind of like heels better than we do baby faces. And and that's what the like. So Cody is basically too close to a white meat baby face. You know, we've seen the hero, you know, the stories of the hero getting beat down, and then he like makes a comeback and wins somehow. And I think most folks are like, no, I just kind of want to see a badass. Like that's cute and all, but I kind of wanted to see a badass.
Look at Bronson Reed.
Bronson Reed. You can go to Stone Cold Steve Austin. You can go the Legion of Doom. You could go like I think we're in an era where people like those kinds of heroes, if you will. So, and I think that's what's happened to Cody. Is like Cody is now he's the all American, you know, even though it's the American Nightmare. Like he tries to to jazz himself up a little bit by calling himself the American Nightmare, you know, so be a little cool. But where he's dropping the ball is like, so for example, like we said it on like when he had that no disqualification match, they should have let him beat his ass with like a chair with the stairs with like he should have left him a bloody mess and then like and have him quit. And that should have been into the match with Cody standing there with bloody clothes on, with the win. And then I think then this wouldn't be so dull if they did it that way. But yeah, it's us. It's not so much of it as Cody. It's us. It's us. We like face tendencies, if you will. And that's why we like the bloodline. You know, that the bloodline gives us all that. Like they are cool. They're, you know, they got the cool merch. They got something to do for us when they come out. That's why we like them. Clown, yeah, I do like. So Clown says Cody is better than Goldberg, so let him win a little bit longer. I'll agree. He's definitely he's definitely better than Goldberg. Don't have my former partner Tommy in on that conversation. He'll have a few words about that. And then so Gus has a question for us all. Then how is Seth great? What do y'all think of Seth's greatness? Well, I mean, I guess it for Seth, it kind of still goes with like it's the character. It's the notice that like for forever in wrestling, like this is not just now, but think of like just the history of wrestling and wrestlers that were over. It's that when you can get the crowd, like if you can break that ice when you come out, that's more way of you becoming over. Like, so he has a way to break the ice. As soon as he comes out, everybody sings with him. Okay. Macho Man, he used to come out and then he would spread his arms all the way out. And then that broke the ice. You had Daniel Bryan with the yes chant. Diamond Dallas Page, everybody was throwing up diamonds. Like that is like, so now, not to say Seth is not good in the ring, but I'm just answering your question. That's why he is popular.
Then how is Seth great? That's right. Like from Gus.
Yeah.
So you answered that. Ken was just like, so why can't Cody be a badass baby face like Steve Austin?
That's what I'm looking for. That's what I think. That's what they should be doing.
I mean, the character is there.
Absolutely.
We need to turn.
It wouldn't even be that far from the character for him to just beat ass. Like, so,
and we posted on the page a video of Highlander. Is it Homelander? Right? Okay, because I don't watch The Boys. All I know is I just know that character.
That's Homelander, and yes, you should start watching that immediately. But go ahead.
Because of Cody Rhodes. Because they compare the two. As far as like how they, outfits, and obviously, you look at it, you're like, okay, it does make sense, but like Cody needs to, besides the outfit, he needs to take some of that character and dump it into his sprinkle some salt on it,
Yeah, because the thing about the Homelander character like you're
Right.
saying, especially in the first couple of seasons of The Boys, is that he was a villain and he didn't know he was a villain. So that's the thing about the Homelander character in the show. When he was in AEW, he used to come down the tunnel, and they used to have 3 tunnels, and he would come down the tunnel in the middle.
Yep. Now the Young Bucks do it.
Right, which was on purpose. And yeah, the Young Bucks are good. Don't get me started on them. But I'm trying to go on an episode without going off on the Young Bucks.
No, you got to.
I guess we got some new people here.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah, the Young Bucks look like one thing I agree with like Hulk Hogan and Kevin Nash is that they look like they should be bagging my groceries. Period.
Like I definitely look like
yeah,
they look like I could definitely get into a fight with them and I'm gonna win.
Yes. I would ram one of their heads up the other one's ass. Like they what are we doing? Okay, and then the outfits are completely ridiculous. I'm sorry. Like it's just like and their matches are boring. I don't know if you saw that crap that they had on like the main event of Dynamite last night.
Oh, with
the Acclaim.
With the Acclaim going after the tag team titles. I kind of figured that was gonna happen.
Yep.
Just for some of like you're already having a storyline with FTR. What makes you think that they're not gonna come out and interfere in this match or do something that's gonna cost you the title? They don't want to see you win. That was good. That was good booking right there. That was good storytelling because now the fight broke out and you're like, oh shit, what's gonna happen next?
Mm-hmm. Or if FTR knows they're going against the Acclaim, why would you not like? In fact, I would interfere to have them win because now we got a tag team title match.
But the way AEW works,
we can't.
They'll get a title shot the next day,
right? We can't have we can't have the Elite losing titles. So, I mean,
nope,
sacrilege. So, all right. So, with the 215-pound guys that's beating up on the 250-pound guys with super kicks.
And that was one of the things that they mentioned in the video was just like, how am I supposed to believe that this guy right here,
right,
who's skinny and shit, is gonna beat up against this big guy right here?
Right.
And I'm just like, damn, you're right. This does not make sense, but they're gonna try.
No one is a bigger than or Ken, they don't have a whole I agree with you. There's not a lot of bigger than life characters.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of Roman has become one.
Yeah.
And
after
that, like you said, there's Roman, a gap there.
Yeah. there's only man, let's see.
So LA
Knight bigger than life characters, but the thing about it is that we're gonna go back in the day and call people for they were bigger than they're real they're bigger than the character type of like Austin, The Rock, Triple H, Cena, Roman, Flair, Warrior, Taker, Vader. I don't know who. Mr. Perfect.
I would go $1 Million Man.
Yeah.
I would go Andre. Let's see. Especially in Texas, you would have to say the Von Erichs. Like they couldn't go to the damn grocery store.
Piper.
So yeah,
it's a laundry list. But I would say right now, people who could fit that list now, I would say MJF. He's been doing well. swerve. Because I know he don't act like that. You from the suburbs, all right? Just stop. There ain't no way you act like
Ken just got me laughing right now.
Besides Roman, who are you going to say, wow, I can't believe this guy is in front of me?
Well, hey, I would do that with Ricochet, damn it.
Yeah.
I would geek out if I saw Ricochet.
Who else? Damn.
So I guess, okay,
Good
let's see.
question.
So
I say Austin, obviously, because when I met Stone Cold, I was just like, oh my
I think
God.
at this point,
Yeah.
I think a lot of people would geek out. Let's see. I think there would be quite a few for Daniel Bryan.
Right.
And you know what, Gus? Like Gunter, because he does like see. Here we go with there is something to say about like your look, and yeah,
Mhm.
Gunter in front of somebody. Gunter is a big that's a big dude, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're gonna say, "Wow, this guy's in front of me right now." When you see Gunter,
I've met Gunther in person.
Mm-hmm. That's a big dude, right?
When he was in the Indies, yeah, and he's a fucking tall guy, like
Right.
shit.
Right.
And this is before he lost the weight.
Right. So you got him. You got there's probably some that would say McIntyre.
Right. Try as Drew.
And for that matter, CM Punk.
Yeah, listen, he's looking good.
Right. So there's a handful. There's a good couple handfuls of folks that I think, like, say you saw them at the airport or something and go, hey, you know. But like you said, but that crossover, like that, the folks that like watch like maybe 10 seconds of wrestling a week, you know, how many guys would get noticed walking down the street or at the airport or something? That's a good question.
Because you do the double take, you be like, wait, hold on, was that such and such?
Right.
I lose my shit in front of Nick Gate. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. He's trying to get the question.
Yep.
There it is. Roman and Cody. Yeah. Like, not for nothing, I'll probably do a double take if I see Cody, you know.
Yeah. No, like, he has that kind of look. Yeah.
But yo, let me hold $50.
Right.
He giving away stuff to everybody. Might as well try and ask. Like, yo, man, I'm hungry, man. Trying to get some Chick-fil-A. Trying to get some tacos.
Come on, man. You can eat them. You can come eat them with me. You know.
Trying to see if there's any more questions for us here from the people, because you know Ken loves to ask a million or more questions before we sign off.
And Gus and Ken and
who else is here? Crown is here. Tyson. But no.
Where's our Barbados? Like, what's our Barbados?
I don't know. That was Gus.
Yeah.
Let's go to his question here. In your guys' opinion, where does which one? Iman current stand with Rock, Austin, Hulk, and Cena? I don't. Trying to decode this to see
Roman.
Right.
That's Roman.
There's Roman. Yeah. Where does Roman currently stand with
he
Rock,
accidentally typed the E.
Hogan, and okay. And see,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, the R is right next to the E. Like, it's a typo.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
So
I don't know.
That's a good damn question, though. For
that
real.
Is a good question, because
I think we need to see a little, like, let it play out a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see the whole body of work.
Right.
But so far he's definitely in the ballpark. Because he had, like, it's that kind of talent. He's got that kind of popularity. Yes, he does have that kind of popularity where, again, you can go pretty much you can go to your supermarket right now, wear a Bloodline shirt, and see somebody across the way that has something else wrestling and put a finger up.
Listen,
and people are gonna put, like, you know, people know to put the finger up. So
I was wearing the We the Ones shirt at at an airport, and the lady stopped me to tell me that she loved my shirt.
See? You see?
She was like, "Oh, I got one too." She was like, and she went like this.
Right.
I was like, okay. Give her the
Yep.
one time.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
like my Wolfpack shirt, and I have people to sweep me to this day, like walking around.
That happened to me in Paris. Like when I went a couple of
Wow.
years ago.
Wow.
We was at a restaurant, and I had on a Bullet Club shirt, and the guy looks at me and he's just like,
Yep.
It wasn't even like he didn't even say like, yo, to no, he just went like,
yep.
And like me and my wife looks at us because she's just like, what the hell is going on?
What was that?
Because he goes like this, and I just came up and I was like, oh.
And she's like, "Are you in a secret society? You didn't tell me, cabron."
No, because anytime if I'm talking to somebody or whatever, she's never met them. She's like, "Where do you know them from?" And I just said hi, whatever. But she knows, obviously, I don't know nobody in Paris, so
right.
But yeah, you got to get those universal signs out there. Let's see if anybody else has anything to say before we wrap up here.
Ken is throwing. He's saying Roman is the wrestling LeBron.
I mean, eventually, LeBron wants to play basketball until he's in a walker. He's just, I still got it. I'm faster on this than I was without it.
If you don't go sit your ass. I'm already wanting to tell him that.
But I can see it. I can see Roman being that guy because obviously LeBron James is that guy, in the NBA to bring everybody together to win a gold medal for Team USA. Like Roman's that guy that can do that. Cody's the guy that could do that too. But who would you want to see lead the charge? Cody with the smile, or do you want to see Roman with the swag?
It's kind of hard to go against swag, man. Kind of hard to go against swagger.
I'm picking Roman.
Yeah. It's kind of, how do you pick against swagger, man?
Yep.
Here we go with San Diego.
Let's see. I had a cop ask me about my Samoa Joe NXT shirt. Craziest moment of my life walking around in San Diego. Gus has another question here. My last question is Trick. Got to be moved up soon because there is no reason he lost that title. I think that just wanted to see if he could lead the company with the title, give him some solid feuds, and he is out of here, meaning the main roster. I did see I did see like the demand for Trick Williams, especially when he when he went up to the main roster for a little bit. Remember when
That's right.
Was it the Royal Rumble? Yeah. And he had a really big standing ovation. Like people cheered. So then know that people know that who Trick Williams is. You know what I mean? But is he ready for the main roster? I don't think so, because there's just right now there's nothing for him. You put him in the main roster, what is he doing there?
Right. It'll be like Carmelo. Like, not that I don't like Carmelo's work, right? Like he's doing good work. It's just so much. There's so he's got a ladder to climb here. So they're booking him as best as possible, and he's working his way up. But it's like the rookie. You're just like, okay, you're the rookie. Here you go.
Here,
so it'd be the same thing with Trick right now. But see, that's like we were just talking about icebreakers. Trick Williams, he comes out, everybody's gonna chant "whoop that Trick," which is so I'm telling you, it's one of the things, like one of the 5 tools you have to be a superstar is when you come out of the curtain, do you have that icebreaker?
Yep. Oh. I just want to see, like I said in the beginning of this, and I'll end it with this too, is that AEW needs to do something in order to continue on, because the last thing I want is to see you crumble, because guess what? Vince McMahon is not here to go out there and start buying companies. Okay.
And I don't think they're gonna. Yeah, they already got a merger going. Everything is fine. Like the UFC got a show this Saturday.
And we're gonna go right back to Sundays.
Yep. So everything's fine over there. They don't need any more. If anything, I could see them maybe like putting TNA under the umbrella and just letting, like, I would, if you did that, I would just let them run it at, like, here's the money, you guys run it the way that you're running it. Like, we're not hands off, and then we'll like get together for whatever shit, like, you know, maybe Survivor Series or something. But because I would like to see TNA stay around too. Because again, that's another something that, you know, when to get the AEW taste out of my mouth, let me go to TNA. So, and then what about, like, say, and then you got, like, before we go, like you said, I mean, you got the Lucha Brothers about to, like, they're about to make. Ship. Do you understand the money they're about to make?
You know, the action figures is going to come out.
The masks.
The masks.
The T-shirts.
WWE is going to have a field day. But at the same time, like, is this their answer of replacing Rey Mysterio?
I don't. Well, see, Rey is slowing down anyway, so it's cool. And so, in fact, Rey's going to help them. He's going to usher him. Come on, I'll show you around. Like, and you can come here and not have to break your neck to get people to like you, you know. So that's the other thing about what's about to happen. Like, they don't have to do the stuff to break their bodies every week. Because this crowd's happy with, you know, give me a 450 and we're good. You know, I don't need you to go through 3 tables and glass.
This is in AEW. You need that really big cheap pop.
So no, because like you said, the presentation's gonna be there. You're gonna see half the crowd with those masks on, I'm telling you. And then with them and the Machine Gun, like, I think their tag team division is about, like, now we're gonna get some good tag team wrestling. It's gonna, like, I wanted to go back, like, remember the 80s, like how you had like Killer Bees, British Bulldogs, Heart Pounding. I think we're about to start going back to that.
Shit, I had the Killer Bees action figures.
So did I. The LJNs.
Yep.
Yeah. Because I in fact, I had, let's see, that British Bulldogs. I had Iron Sheik and and Nikita or Nikolai. So yeah, no, I had I was getting the 2 packs to make sure I had the tag teams together.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of our show. We've talked about a good number of things here. I was wondering if Crown was going to say anything else, but he was just like business raised because of the merger with WWE. We got some really good questions. We met some new people here, and you know, Gus, thank you for coming through. Continue to come through every single Thursday at 10 o'clock. Who else?
Our Barbados brother that came.
Yep. Make sure you guys continue to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We'll be here. Shout out to the Knuckleheads Network. Obviously, they're one of the people that helps us run all this here. We have shows every single day, which is crazy. If you go on the Knuckleheads Network on the YouTube channel, they have a show every day. Like, it's like if you're watching a regular show on TV. They have shows for everything. Okay, there's Mondays where there's wrestling, Tuesdays there's comic, Wednesdays is sports, Thursdays you get a double dose because you get wrestling with Knuckleheads, and then you get the Call Up podcast. Fridays is Toe in the Show, which they go over just random stuff, which is great.
Yes,
because you never know what you're gonna get, and plus, you don't know whether or not it's going to be relatable to you, but then you'll get some amazing stories. It's crazy.
I guess
go.
we're you can find us on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So you can use the call up, you can use the Knucklehead Network, and you'll find us. Um, and yeah, and then we're and then physically, like, so the other cool thing about this show is that so Kenny's on the East Coast, New York
Yep.
City. I am in Inglewood, California, Los Angeles. So East West Coast show here, and having a good time, and it's all love.
Yep. That's why, like, if you look at DJ's background, you see on the right hand side, that's
bit of
not
daylight,
that's the sun that's still up saying hello, I'm here. And then you look at mine's over there, it's just complete darkness because it's midnight here in New York City. But yeah, if you haven't subscribed to the Knuckleheads Network, please do so.
Yes.
You can always find us there. I know there was a question before, like, do you guys just go live on Thursdays? No, we also go live on Mondays as well. With Toe and Ray, they do the Monday night like Raw watch-alongs. It was me and Ray and Toe, but baseball has taken over my Mondays, but it's soon to come back.
Right.
I'm gonna get my Mondays back, so I'll be on a whole lot more on Mondays to like just do stuff with and have like these great conversations with people. Also shout outs to the Fake Cave and the Fake Cave podcast. The best thing that I can tell you is join their Patreon if you are a wrestling collector or just a collector in general.
Yes.
Because for $1 a month you can get access to a really popular Facebook group called the Fake Cave, where people every single day they are buying and trading action figures. And people like Chad Miller, who was in the building earlier, he loves to go out and try to find these action figures, and he gives it to you at the same as you would have went to the store yourself and got
price plus shipping. That's all we. Yep.
You have people like Tommy and Phil and everybody else who they just leave random posts on there of getting to know your Fake Cave. So it's not just a group that you come into and you kind of check it off because maybe you're looking for something, but it's a group page where you want to go there every day just to say hi, just to say, hey, what do you guys do? Oh, look what I saw today. And people respond to it. It's not like some certain places, where you become a member and maybe one or two people acknowledge you. No, everyone in this group acknowledges everyone. And it's
we got a fantasy football league.
People. Yep.
Got a fantasy football league. Speaking of Chad, like Chad had, for those of you who didn't know, like he had a tree damage his house, and it happened to damage his collection room. And as a community, these guys got together and said, "Hey, what figures did you lose?"
Exactly, and I thought that was great because you're not gonna get that from a lot of people,
right?
So for them to be like, "Hey," a lot of people to reach out to him and say, "What do you like? What do you need from us?"
Yep.
It's the best.
Yes. So no, it's definitely worth. I mean, like you said, $1. Like it's worth $1 a month. It definitely is. We got SeatGeek.
Yep. So if you're new to SeatGeek and you're looking to go to a concert or a football game, basketball game, or any type of event in your city, use the code word, the call up. That's going to save you $20 on your first purchase. Unfortunately, after that, you're not going to get a discount. But there is another place where you can go to get a full discount.
Or just keep using use different emails.
You just use different emails. And that is Ringside Collectibles.
That's right.
One of the best websites to look for WWE, AEW figures. Sometimes they have exclusive action figures is only going to be sold by them. So it's something to look into, and you can also use the code word, the call up, and that's going to save you 10% on every single order that you do. So if you place an order today, it'll be discounted. If you use it 3 months from now, discounted. So definitely, Leon's like no discount.
Yeah.
I gotta throw that up. But yeah, but other than that, last shout out obviously is to you guys, because without you, it'll just be me and DJ talking to each other for a good while. It probably wouldn't be a 2-hour show or an hour and a half show. It'll just be 30 minutes to maybe 45 of all right, we talked about everything. Let's just go. But like I said, without you guys make the show. This is why we wait for everybody to come in, because we want to get everybody's opinion. So I thank you guys every single week, and we're going to continue to thank you guys every single week for just hanging out with us. So without that being said, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, you share, grab your neighbor's phone and tell them to follow and turn the notification bell on. So when we go live, they know it pings on their phone, and we just continue to rock out. DJ, anything before I say goodbye?
Just real quick, if you are in the Northern California or Sacramento area, make sure you go down to Barrios on the 18th. Buff Bagwell, he's having a meet and greet, autographs, pictures with Buff.
Great guy. I got to speak to him about a year ago. We did an interview with him. Good guy.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
Yeah, cool guy. Gonna take a figure down there. Get it signed, get a picture.
There you go. Guys, until next time, be safe, and we will speak to you.